and Donna Ohana, and we're super excited. It's our third time that we're going live talking about YouTube, and we thought we'd do something slightly different today because Donna has been quite a serial YouTuber. I thought I'd ask her some questions and she'll ask me some questions about YouTube. So, Donna, what were some of your highs and some of your lows with your starting your YouTube channel?
I think when you start a YouTube channel, you automatically expecting like to grow and so fast and to bring the subscribers, and you just want to get so fast to the side that you can monetize your channel. But it doesn't work like this. It does take time. You need to have lots of patience. You need to work hard on this, especially in the beginning, but all of the time, like even now, if I'm looking at myself, I was like having some issue, some personal stuff of traveling overseas, now getting visitors. So you don't have the time always to make videos and prepare. And it also stinks, life is happening. So it's not always that.
I'm so sorry. Thank you.
And it's not that easy as people may think. And I think that's the big thing. Like, and again, I think it's in general on social media that people kind of expect the magic solutions, for things to happen super fast. And like, that's it. Like, it's this, like you just do like this with your finger and that's it. But it doesn't. You really need to work hard. But if I look at the upside, is that when you're getting to that hub, that you're getting to a place that like, wow, your channel is already working for you while you sleep at night. That's when you feel good. That's when you know you're going to grow. So my biggest tip for everyone who wants to do YouTube is to be patient and to understand that you use it as part of your organic marketing tools in order to build your community, to grow and actually do things from a good and actually good place.
Brilliant. I just want to put those up as
So
notes.
For those of you who watches us, share with us, like, and ask questions. This is your time to ask questions, and share how does it work for you managing your YouTube channel. And I'll take what I've said about like the ups and the downs. Part of the down is that you don't always have the mood to create a video. And then from here, I'll come and I'll ask you. So if I don't have the power now, or the mood, or the feel, or like, the vibe to do it, can I still present myself in a way that people don't get it? That like, because I'm, for example, like I had a video that I've done like after I was crying in tears on my couch. But then I got up and I said, no, I need to make something about for YouTube, and I make it. So how do you do it from the self-confidence side, how you present it?
Definitely.
So what are your tips for this? Like, how do you get your confidence and like not letting people see that part?
So for me, it's all with confidence is actually something that you're working on the inside. So you have to talk to yourself in a kind of way, and you actually need to believe in your own message. And what I'm always teaching people is Amy Cuddy's body language moves. I don't know if you've ever seen those, where she would say that it actually changes your biology on the inside if you do power poses, if you're standing in a strong way, and if you're sitting up straight. So for me, with confidence, I'm a bit strange like that. I need food, I need water, I need sleep. My sister always says I go hangry. So if we're doing this talk now, if I hadn't had lunch, I would be crying because I actually ate earlier to make sure that I would be in the right space. So for me, confidence also shows up with my energy levels, and that really has a massive impact for me. Yeah. And were there any lows for you, Donna?
So I think that the main low is that when you don't have that mood to create videos and the thing's not going as fast as you want, like like for those of you who watch us, like how fast did you grow your channel, or are you feeling that you're stuck with your channel? And that's why we actually doing the masterclass this Thursday. So you can still buy tickets, so you can get more feedback about your channel from the two of us. And as well, you can also learn new stuff about how to read your how to get, hello, Helen. I think we're seeing you right on Thursday. Very excited.
Yes. And
And
she's
excited.
actually from Australia, so it's going to be evening for her. So she thought that the class was actually today. So I said to her, no, 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 you're a little bit early. You're an early bird, but very
Yes.
excited to see her. Yeah.
But it is. We really want to teach you guys and like how to, as I said in the previous ones, like building a brand. That's what you're trying to do, right? But you are the brand. And now you need to learn how to share your story, how to put your brand out there, and how to do it the right way without the chasing after the numbers. Because I think that's what lots of us tend to do. And I must admit that when I started, I kind of was like also like in trying to get the numbers, but it doesn't work like this. You want to bring the right people to your channel so they can actually watch the content, enjoy the content, benefit from the content, and actually become your client one way or another. And that's something that is very, very important. And I think if I look at my down in the beginning, is that I was chasing after the numbers, and it wasn't.
For me, I was my thumbnails looked horrible, and I only recently had a brand strategist teach me more details around Canva to change my entire look and feel and to update my playlist. So I think like for me, what wasn't really good is there was no flow. So none of the videos would go to a specific playlist. None of the videos would point to another. So to actually realize if people land on a specific video, what do you want them to do afterwards? Are there videos that are linked to each other? And that kind of thing. So for me, actually just playing around with the playlist and looking at my B2B customers and my various offerings and seeing what are the potential content pillars I could have and channels and having different playlists according to those. Because I was always putting it from a um, pointing out as me as a speaker, but I wasn't actually thinking of what are the clients interested in. They don't care about you, they care about their problems, their business, their lives. So seeing it from that lens was something that I definitely had to do differently.
But I
Donna, what
think
have you learned?
you gave a good point now about the playlist. Because I know for a fact that if I look at mine, and I do have different playlists, but I still need to work on it and maintain it. Because sometimes your channel is growing in a certain way that it wasn't as planned in the beginning. So I do recommend to find some time and invest in it, and work on the place and make it easy for people. Get it very accessible for them. When they come and they know exactly what to find and where. So do it. Invest time in this because this is very, very important. I know myself that I need to fix my Hebrew, for example, because I've got my play. In my channel, for example, I have 2 languages. Okay, so I took one language for one playlist. But even now, because I've extended there, I need to divide that playlist to more than one. And that's the thing. So always work on this and do it from that side because it's really going to help you to reach out.
And Donna, do you have any tips on using cards? Or like having ticks and things at the end of a video? Do you make use of those to get people to subscribe, or like what would your advice be there?
So first, for those of you who watches the previous one, we spoke about the watermark that you add to your
Yeah.
video, and then you get people to subscribe because it's always there in front of them when they're watching your video. So that's one thing. The second one is, for example, doing the end, like put the end screen that includes a subscription and as well as the other videos that are suggested for them. Your goal is to get people, okay, you use the thumbnail to bring them to watch your video. Now they're watching your video, so you're using your content, the confidence you have, everything you've got on them to stay. Now they've stayed, you want them to move to more and more and more of your videos. And for that, you need to make it easy. So in the end of each video, put a video that's actually gonna link to what you spoke about. So make them to stay there. So think about also from your perspective. If you're watching a video for someone you like, how many videos of them are you watching in a row? Sometimes you do watch a few because they're just coming in a loop. Oh, that's also interesting. Oh, wait, also this. And that's how you do it. So this is part of the thing to how to get a bit more subscribers. and to get more watch hours.
There was recently a lady that was speaking on TED. That was no TEDx. It was obviously not her own channel, but she was trying to push as many people to that video to go and comment and like, because TEDx has so many subscribers. So she was going through this entire process, and I think within one day there was 800 views on a video, which was the most that she's ever had in such a short period of time, just because it's such an active channel. So it was also aligned to what you always say: within the first 48 hours, you need to push that video. So, have you seen that if you're pushing a video, it actually makes a difference? And how do you push it?
It is, and that's the thing. There's different way to push the video, and sometimes there's a video that can be very like with not lots of views in the first few days, and out of nowhere there is a day it's getting a certain peak that it starts to like it's starting to be recognized by YouTube, by Google search, and then it starts to be promoting. And that's one of the other things we're going to speak about, really reading the analytics side of things, because that's super important. There you can learn everything. You can learn literally everything on your channel, on their behavior, what's working, what's not, and that's what you're trying to do. But also, like you were saying about that lady that did with TED, so you can have a great opportunity to put a video in a place like this. But if you don't gonna provide the right content, and you're gonna come with the right confidence, and you know how to present yourself and how to present your story through that and get it catchy. And here you're gonna give us now some tips on like how to get it, how to get people to stop and watch the video. If you're not gonna do so, you're actually not gonna win, right? Because they're gonna look and say, okay, so all the potential there gonna bring you nothing. She had a good thing in her hand, so the potential there brought her lots of views.
Definitely, definitely. I want to
So
share a
what
little
else is there?
story.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I was yesterday. One of the ladies that's actually joining us on Thursday asked me something. She is having a course with people in Canada, actually happening tomorrow, and she was saying she was finding it so tricky. So it's going to be a live course to sit with the slides and to have a consistent message, because every time as she's practicing it, her message keeps on changing. And I said to her, well, you need to put prompts in your slide for yourself, or to put notes on the back end of the slides so you can know what you're talking about. And it doesn't help you to write it out word for word. So that is one of the things that we're going to be talking about is, if you're going to script the video or you have your core ideas, how do you then bring it back to bullet points so you can actually remember what you're talking about? Because you can't sit on a video reading a script. It doesn't really create a lot of engagement with the audience, you know. So I thought that was actually quite interesting. And what a lot of the people want to use the videos of Fotona, very interesting, is for teaching purposes. So some of them are in training and development. So they actually want to use their channel to teach, but then they also want to create like little trailers and teasers for their courses. So do you also see YouTube as an educational channel?
Basically, that's what I do. Like, if you look at my channel, for those of you who haven't subscribed, you're more than welcome. It's big consulting, but I teach there all the time on how to grow your Instagram, how to do certain things with Canva, and from different angles. And that's the purpose of my channel, to teach and give as many tools as possible. And there were times that I also gave sometimes like I think I've put like 2 or 3 like episodes of some of my courses that people can see and understand. So it also can be a great selling tool for you. So if you sell something, it's a great way and it's a great tool to use it. And now with YouTube, you have also the short videos, so you can use it as well as a teaser for things. And think about it, like, when you look at your channel, try to understand what's the purpose of the channel. Okay, what am I trying to achieve with this? How does it support my business strategy, and where does it support my business strategy? Once you know that, you know what type of content, and then, as you said, like, then you can prepare the scripts. But I do agree with you that, like, I see certain people that they read from the screen and it looks bad, because you can see Okay, you fixed what, Lorraine? I would love to hear because I see. Okay,
It would also be nice to see.
what
So, Lorraine, did we do something wrong? Please tell us so we can know what was fixed. But I I think what is interesting for me, Donna, what I noticed, I studied NLP, and with NLP, you're actually watching the IQs, when someone's eyes going. Okay, and what I've noticed with a lot of my videos is if I don't know what I'm talking about, I keep on creating. So I won't go into memory, I'll go into the curiosity side, like upwards right. But even if it goes back into memory left, your eyes are like rolling around in your head. So if you don't have a clear structure, even if you have a posted posted at the back of the wall where you can look at that and that is your structure and you're following that, then you can follow that clearly and you can just look into the lens of the camera. While if your eyes are rolling throughout all over the place, people are not actually going to trust you.
it
Oh,
is.
Lorraine was saying she was struggling to get in.
Okay, but we're glad we've got you
We're
here.
glad you
So,
made it, Lorraine. Amazing.
but it is, you know what, and it's a good point what you're saying. If I'm gonna speak out and I'm gonna chat like this and I'm gonna look at this like I'm ready, it doesn't look good. And like one of the things that I'm doing, for example, because I'm videoing it from my computer. So I'll take, let's say, this is the piece of paper. I'll write it down and I'll put it next to me on the side like this, for example. And then I'm just gonna read it. I'm gonna take a look. But what I've done, for example, is that I've divided it to different bullet points, as you say, and then I've got them in front of me. So they're either on a piece of paper leaning here, or I've got like a certain word file that open. And then, okay, I know what's the title, and I'll just speak on it. And then I pause the video. And then I do for each and every one of the point a separate one, and then I'm editing them together. This way, you don't need to remember too much, okay? And this way, if one point doesn't go as well as you want it, you can redo it, okay? So it make it easier.
Okay, so you're actually making shorter little snippets of specific sections and actually just adding them together. And then probably it's actually making it a bit more interesting because you're not sitting in the exact same way for every single shot, right?
Even if I do, because I basically sit like this in front of the computer, but with the editing, I'm changing the way it's coming in the screen. So just to make it more interesting. And then, like, if I'm saying something, I'll add it as a bullet point. So just to make it more interactive kind of style, that it's not that boring. Because if I'm
Because
just like this and I'm gonna chat and nothing will happen, it's kind of boring. I'm gonna move and I'm gonna speak and something moving in the screen and there's action. Cho, cho. Of course, not too much because then people are like, "Ooh, this is too much for me." But yeah, it makes a huge difference.
So I recently heard from another expert facilitator, Leanne Yu. She's from Australia, and she was saying how many times are there camera angle changes when you're watching something on screen? It's like every 3 to 7 seconds, there's a shift. So the fact that you are at least doing that, it's the different shot is coming in from a different angle. It's already just creating a bit of diversity, and if you're bringing the bullets in, it's also like just right now, just the fact that there is a bullet there, it's a bit more interesting than if there was nothing. So I have a mentor in Norway, and he always says I have amazing content, but he wants me to remind him what I'm talking about. So that's with the videos. If you can just have like your main headlines. And I was actually coaching a lady yesterday, and we were editing an article of hers that she wants to submit for publication. And I was just saying to her, if you looked at magazines like Entrepreneur Magazine when it was still in South Africa, it was very much people like speed reading. So they like lists, they like bullets, they like headings. And that's the same thing with videos. So, can you make it easier for them to remember what you're saying? Is there kind of like a list that they can follow? Yeah.
And you know what?
Donna,
Eventually make your life easier, okay? Don't work too hard. Make it very easy and very simple. Because think about it, people don't want to have things complicated. So that's why, and we really want to invite you to a masterclass this Thursday, 12 o'clock South Africa time. We're really going to teach you more on how to grow and develop your channel. We can take a look at your channel and give you some feedback about it, and the things you need to change, that to look a bit on the analytics and read it and understand it, how to build your confidence with this, how to make sure that your message is coming through, and bring it to life, how to share your brand story, different stuff. So it's not going to be a technical thing. It's going to be something that's more going to help you to really take your channel to a better place, to help it grow. And that's how you do. And every time you're going to grow your channel a bit more and bit more, also you changing, you evolving as a brand, as a person. But once you know the techniques and the things to pay attention to and how to, so it's certain formulas kind of that are going to stick with you, that will really going to help you.
What I am seeing, a lot of the people that are coming through haven't even started their channels yet. So it's not only for people that already have channels. It can always encourage you to say, what is the best way to go about it? What are the steps? How do you get over your imposter syndrome? So Donna, you always say there's never a good moment or the perfect moment for the perfect video to happen. So how do you brainstorm ideas? That's one of the topics that we'll work on as well. Brainstorming some ideas for you on videos and just all of the basic steps that you can take to do it in the right way. So I'm very excited because Donna is a real expert in marketing from a really strategic point of view and social media. And I'm going to be speaking to you from the video presence point of view and creating the content. So I think like together you will get the confidence to do it. You'll know how to develop the message. You'll be able to then look at the analytics and best practice on actually uploading it, and maybe some basic tech guidelines as well.
And I think, and you're giving good points here. What is it? I like the idea of breaking it down into smaller chunks. It is because I'm saying it out of experience. Okay, I was that type of person that I was doing the video with all the stuff and anything. Bottom line, it became boring. It wasn't that nice. And also, like, I used to do more and more takes because this wasn't right and this wasn't right. So now by me dividing it, it just helped me make my life easier, because if something is not working, it's shorter now to record, and then I can play with the editing. And for those of you who've got a computer of Mac, for example, you've got all the softwares in your laptop, the sounds, the editing, like everything in it. So it's super make your life easier. So you really can follow this. And again, don't wait for a perfect moment. Seriously, as I said before, I had a day that I was in tears. I had a crappy day. I took a break, was lying on the couch. And then I was thinking about, okay, what am I going to, like, someone actually asked me a question. And when you're asking about where you brainstorm and bring like this, someone asked me a question. I said, you know what? I'm going to quickly make a video on it because I don't even need to show my face in it. And I've done it, and that's it. And it got me the views. And my first video that got me the most views is actually one that I've done for a client of mine. Just me recording the screen on Pinterest in Hebrew, just that she can remember everything. I've uploaded it. It's got more than 1,000 views. And it was just like a mini tutorial. That's it. So over. Like, my first video that got me to jump was a video that I didn't even have power. So many people ask me the same question that I just make it easy. So listen to your clients, to your customers. Listen to what they're looking for. Look for trends around you. So there's different ways how you can find it and get it, like some ideas. Because you also need to separate. I take under consideration that there are certain videos that I do because I was requested to. And they're not necessarily going to bring me the views that I'm looking for, but I've done it as part of me building relationship. So
Definitely.
that's
And what's really valuable for me, what I've seen of my videos and even with some of these lives, is you warm up an audience. People don't know you yet, but then they get to experience you. So if you're looking at building business to business clients or to getting coaching clients or getting people to know you and to shorten your sales cycle so that by the time they come to you, they know what you're about, they like you already, price is not even a factor. They just want to use you because they've fallen in love with who you are and your brand. So I would definitely say that's the way to go about it. So I've had people actually reaching out to me for personal coaching because of my live streams where I was interviewing people on managing teams and a wide variety of things where the light was purely shown on other people. It was to the benefit, exactly like you said, Donna, to my clients where they're managing remote teams. They wanted to learn about goal setting end of last year. They wanted to learn about resilience. So I brought other experts in and the light was shown on those experts, but still it showcases you as the expert. So your videos doesn't also just have to have you. So we also talk about repurposing videos. One of the things that I thought about. Hi Ali, it's awesome to have you here. So Ali recently won the Professional Speakers Speaker Factor. She's also a client of
Yeah.
mine. She's amazing. Awesome to see you here.
We hope
So
to see you in a masterclass.
one of the things that I've seen is once you've done a YouTube video, you could actually cut it into smaller pieces, use it for Instagram story, use it for reels. There's such a big variety of things that could finally get people through to the full YouTube video. So you can really repurpose a video in multiple ways across channels. It doesn't just have to be used once. So I think that's one of the things we'll definitely have to discuss and the tools that are working for us in that regard.
And you know what? And that thing, like, when you look at your channel, and again, it's a tip not just for YouTube. Look at your business and your brand, okay? You're trying to share a certain story. You're solving a problem to a certain like issue that your target market is experiencing. So think about it from that angle, okay? You use the different platforms, different marketing tools, marketing platform to build and to share it. So when you look at your YouTube channel, this is part of it. Use it to share the story, use it to empower, use it to whatever you need to. And that's going to help you with the content. Look at it as part of how you use it to build relationships, even if it means you're bringing other people because you're listening to your clients, you're listening to your target audience, you listen to what they want, to what they need. So like we understood, for example, that this is a good collaboration because we come from two different industries kind of, and that's it, and we're building something together. So I know that some people on my side need that, how to build that confidence. Yogi from her side need to, people how to actually grow their channel, and that's part of it. So it's not a bad thing to share. And also don't be afraid as well, to share it with people, with actually people that come from the same industry as you. I don't mind, for example, doing lives, and I've done it with people that come from marketing, because that's the beauty. It's a kind of brainstorm, and we are getting the content there and sharing, and everyone's got their own perspective, and that's the beauty of it. Think about how many contents, like in videos, you've got on YouTube. There's crazy. There's like thousands of thousands that have been uploaded every single day. Okay, you need to find a way to stand out, but you need to stand out in your own niche. So when we spoke about the do's and don'ts, that's part of it. Find your niche, grow yourself in one place, become that guru, become that go-to person that they come to with a question. You don't need everyone, and you not necessarily need to chase after the millions of views. You can get there. It's not that it's not possible, but it doesn't matter if you're going to get there or not, because you're really trying to think about what's your purpose with your business, what's your business strategy. And I think that's the thing with social media, is that we kind of tend to chase after the numbers, how to get more likes, how to get more followers, how to get more subscribers, instead of actually, I'm not doing my business just to get the numbers. The numbers don't pay the bills, okay? Let's remember, likes don't
So,
pay the bills.
so you're talking about the niche, Donna. I want to share a story where this wasn't even a YouTube video. This is actually a radio interview, but in the same way, any kind of interview you do or anything that you post on YouTube, you could send to potential clients. Or you could create, for instance, on Instagram, a link tree where there's different links to different videos that people can go and watch of yours that can give them an overview of different services you offer or interesting educationals that you've done. So by the time that they get to speak to you, they are a much warmer lead. So this client, they're actually a training company, and I just been interviewed twice on a radio channel, Radio Today, with Dave Nemeth on sales and sales teams and presentation skills. And then I just send this to the clients, and I'd already sent them a proposal, and he just called me. He listened to the entire half an hour radio interview and said, um, just come through so I can brief you on what we need. So he didn't ask about price or anything like that. It was purely, he was completely warmed up. And I've seen the same thing, the very same thing with YouTube videos as well. So if you want to spend less time having countless conversations with people that are not your ideal clients, people that are just trying to get free consultations out of you, if you're actually putting educational material out there, the right people will be attracted to you that actually are serious to want to do business with you. And I think it's also about then speaking to them at their level of business. So if you're wanting to speak to medium-sized businesses, or if you want to speak to CEOs, speak to the problems that CEOs are facing. Don't be everything for everybody. Speak to your very specific target audience in the language that they will understand, and they will find you, especially if you're doing the tagging in the correct way.
So I want to add a few stuff to what you were saying. So the first one, by the way, for Instagram, I'll share another tip. So you can either, if you want to have a multiply links that you want to share, for example, you want to get them to follow you on Facebook or subscribe to your YouTube channel and also look at your website and all of this, you can use Linktree. But there's another option that I found it actually a bit better, which is Canva. There's a way to do it with Canva, and then this way you maintain your design without paying the pro version of Linktree. And then something nice, so you can share there as many links as possible. I also have a video for those in my YouTube channel on how to do it so easy, so quickly. So you're more than welcome to kind of watch. And I can actually put the links after if someone wants. And the second part is like, what you spoke about. If and again, it goes back to you use YouTube as part of your organic marketing strategy. Okay, so you're using it to build relationship. Since you sharing so much information and putting yourself out there, you're making it easy for people that when they want to make a decision. Let's say they decide they need your service now, they're not going to care about your price because you build that relationship. They will be willing to pay whatever, just because they know they can trust you, just because they know you've got the information, just because all of that. And that's super important. And that's what's going to make your life easier. I can say that I had a guy that came to me because of my YouTube channel. He watched a tutorial of mine on YouTube. It wasn't enough for him. He still wanted more training out of it. And that's the thing. You will have some people will take a look at your training over there and will say, that's enough. And some that will reach out to you and come and will pay without even thinking twice because of this. So work on building relationship with all your social media platforms. You're building relations. That's how you're going to get your brand to stand out. And that's how you're going to get a brand that will stay here for the long run. And that's the thing. You don't want to be a brand that disappears in a second. You want to be a brand that stays here for the long run. That no matter what you do, and when you work on stuff, even if you're working on that community, even if you don't have a product now that you want to sell, for example, if you can get that community around you, so it's basically like they're, a captive audience. They're there. So the moment you decide to launch something, the moment you decide to get something out, that's it. They're going to go with you because they trust you, because they know. And YouTube, it's one of the greatest tools for you if you don't if you don't mind to be in front of the camera, and if you have content that actually good for YouTube, do it. It's amazing. So if you haven't started yet, we're gonna teach you, and that's gonna be an amazing one.
I'm very, very excited to learn from you as well, Donna. I think our content is going to really contribute towards each other. And I think ultimately, if people can build trust and be seen as experts, that is what a YouTube channel is all about. So I'm often teaching in sales. I teach people on persuasion and being influencers. And I say people buy from people that they like, know, and trust. And people like buying from people that are similar to to them. So if you could showcase to your clients that the type of audience that you're speaking to and the kind of stories that you're telling and the kind of case studies that you're sharing is similar to them, then they'll want to actually engage with you. So many years ago, I was in the advertising industry, and it was so funny. One of the adverts had a map of Africa. It was actually a channel provider, a IT channel provider, and they were trying to get a lot of IT related resellers to join them. So what they did for the advert is they had logos from all of the people in Southern Africa, or like a selection of them, and say, do you want to join these guys? Join our tribe, become one of our resellers. They had the biggest response because other IT resellers looked at these logos and they had FOMO, that fear of missing out. They were like, we're like them. We also want to do this. Hey, we can't miss out on being part of this group. So they immediately signed on to become channel providers as well. So showcase to people that you have clients that are similar to them, people sitting with similar problems, and you will get them on board because they'll say, okay, well, if you've worked with, like for me on the presentation side, I've worked with a wide variety, from engineers to nurses to doctors to people in mathematics, but also people in sales and marketing that want to go and pitch and present, and they have a very short time span to persuade people to make use of their products and services. And they would go and fly over, when they still could, to Venice and try to get to be the top reseller for forklift accessories, for instance. And while if there's other people that also have to present to people that have to make a very quick decision in a short time frame, you could get similar people that also need to present to sell. So in the same way with you, with your social media and marketing clients, it's the same way. You will attract similar people to the kind of clients that you are sharing the stories about.
But it goes back again. Find your niche. Find the right group for you that you can actually build that connection. Because eventually, if we share the same values in life, if we have the same perspective, if you know that I can understand you, and I don't mind sharing stories about, yes, it wasn't that easy for me to get my social media to where it is, and I'm still working hard on this. Okay, so but I'm sharing it, and I'm sharing from my mistakes. So it's not that I came like with a strong brand behind me and I grew like this my channel. It wasn't. I'm still working. I yesterday got to the 600 subscribers, and I got stuck in the last few months because I wasn't working on my YouTube as I used to. But I took it under consideration because I had personal stuff in life, and that's fine. I'm not apologizing. I'm not trying to be something that I'm not. And that's what things like, if people can resonate with this, they'll come to me. If people not, that's also good. You cannot be everything to everyone. And that's part of it. And that's why when you're doing your marketing, make sure that you've got a clear business strategy. Make sure you have your target audience very clear and defined, very like niched out. Make sure that your message is very clear, and then start working on a plan. Set up yourself some goals. Tell yourself, okay, like, where do I need to be? What are the different platforms that I need to use? And start working slowly. You're not in a marathon, okay? You're walking. You're walking in your own pace, but you're walking. You're not running. Because if you're going to run, it's not going to get you the results that you're looking for. And it's with everything, okay? Even those quick wins. So you can have a video that can bring you so many views like in a second. But if people will not gonna like it, they're just gonna watch the first few seconds or a minute or two, and they're not gonna subscribe to your channel. So yes, so you got one video was a success, but you didn't use it to your benefit. And that's why
No consistency. If there's not consistency, that's what you're saying, and that's what they actually say in general with all of your social media, is if people don't consistently see you showing up, then they also feel like they can't trust you. So
it
it's
is.
about having that consistency. Yeah. I'm so excited. We are just 2 days away from having our masterclass. So if you want to join us, you can still book tickets until Wednesday night. It's happening on Thursday from 12 till 1:30. And the kind of things that you can expect from us is Donna will be really working on the marketing side of things. So how do you set up your channel? She'll be looking at the analytics, all of the back end, the tagging, all of that, how to grow your channel. Well, I'll be looking more at things from a presentation point of view, how to have confidence, how to develop your message, how to brainstorm ideas. Both of us will be looking at elements from your personal brand and brand story point of view as well. And if whether you have a channel or you don't, come along and decide to actually start one and start warming up those leads so that you can start, as Donna was saying, building relationships with the kind of people that you want to do business with.
It
Any
is. So
last
come
thoughts from
and
you?
join us. What's the rest of the life tomorrow? Sleep no shame. Sleep well. Have a good time.
Bye, Ellen. Good night.
Is, guys, this is your opportunity to come and learn and share your channel. Okay, so this is the place for you. If you start a channel or you're not sure, this is how you can learn and see what small improvements you can actually make that will take your channel to the next level. And that's the thing. Janine, you're not the only one who's battling with this. So I'm consistent with my content. I'm not consistent with my timing because life happens. Things are not always as we planned. So, but if you get to a place that you're building your community around you, you're building your target market around you, and you getting the social media in a way to start working for you, that even if you're not posting, things are still coming up, then you can be relaxed that you're not always consistent. That's why I don't mind admitting it. I'm also really battling with this because I used to, but when was it COVID and lockdown, it was easy. You're at home. But now we're back in a routine and you got someone visiting, you got someone there. So not everything goes as we plan. Yes, you do have the schedule part that you can use more, but it doesn't. Like yesterday, I've tried so many times to upload something to the IGTV on Instagram. And on the same time, I had so many things happening in my place that it kept on failing and failing and failing. At one point, I just gave up. So I didn't post it yesterday. So what? Nothing will happen. So
Yeah. For me, what's been very interesting is besides YouTube, and that's what we'll get into a little bit of the repurposing, is videos can be used very well as a training tool. So yesterday, one of my colleagues, Sharon King, was posting that she's been doing training for a very large company, and she was training until 2 a.m. in the morning, and quite hectic. So what she ended up doing is she ended up recording quite a bit of the material that she was presenting to many of the people, and then during the sessions at night she would play the video so she could take a break, and then she'll join them for the Q&A. So you could actually even use your videos as training tools like that as well. And that's what we'll chat to you guys about. But it's been such a pleasure to have you guys. Any last thoughts from you, Donna, before we end off?
So we just hope to see you this Thursday and come and share your channel. Come to learn how to grow, how to represent your brand, how to be more confident, how to brainstorm. Come and join us just to learn. You're going to see it's going to be amazing. So don't miss out, really. They're going to give you so many tips that you can take your channel by small changes and get your channel to jump. So we're really looking forward to see you this Thursday. If you haven't booked your ticket yet, what are you waiting for? I'm there. You there.
I'm also there. Can't wait. Cool. Cheers, everyone.